Whenever you're ready, Coach.
I thought we played with incredible energy from start to finish, similar to Tuesday. I thought our guys were connected. I thought we communicated at a high level on the floor, in the huddles. I thought they played with great courage, great competitive spirit. We were not as good in the second half as we were in the first, but you could argue that's the best half of SEC play that we've had on the road, maybe since we've been here. Very encouraged and thankful for the effort that our guys gave.
Questions?
Buzz, is the effort they came out with, is it different than maybe some other games, or was it just more successful today?
Yeah, I would say both, Olin. I think the energy that they've been bringing on a daily basis, practice, film room, they understand what's at stake. They have great pride in who they are and the relationships that they have with one another. And I think you can feel that. I think you can hear that. I think you can sense that. If you're watching it, I think you can see that. Just really encouraged by the spirit in which they're competing. But I think we've had it from start to finish all week in both games this week.
And what's the message at halftime when you're complete in control of the game? And well, gosh, I guess you are in control of the game. You had a 24-point lead with 10 minutes to go.
I didn't let them go in the locker room. We went in some other room. I think a player coached team, a player led team is much better than a coach led team. I didn't sit in my stool during one timeout in the first half. Coach Hassan was a big part of what we were doing in the first half. Coach Four did a great job as associate head coach. I allowed Coach Q, our video coordinator, was very involved at halftime. And then Boots is our director of player personnel. So we went in a different room, and I allowed those four guys to say what they had to say as coach. 10 or 12 minutes left, and I told them I needed to get a drink of water and sit down for a minute before I had a panic attack, and I would see them in 10 minutes. And so those guys collectively, not just those four guys, all of them have been, the synergy amongst them has been at an all-time high this season for sure.
And Coach, one last thing from me. What's the status of Marcus Williams? My understanding he's not there today.
No, sir. He didn't travel with us. He's taken a leave of absence from the team. It was not a disciplinary action at all. He just wanted to take a leave of absence, and it's indefinite, and that's not hiding anything. That's just what it is.
Does that mean he's still in school?
Yes, sir. He's still in school.
Okay. And when he's ready, he can come back to the team.
We'll see how it all plays out. Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you.
Buzz, you've talked about the togetherness of this team all year, but when you get off to that hot start, every single starter scores in the first 4 minutes.
Yeah.
Last, Tuesday it was Q's game. Today, Tyrese Radford, gets hot. I mean, what does it just say about the overall, I guess, the depth of the team and the way they play together?
Yeah, I think it speaks to who they are, and I think it speaks to the relationships that they have with one another off the floor. And I understand that we're a very inexperienced team, and so every day is a new day for our group. Our results haven't been what we've always wanted, but I think that it shows the relationship of trust and love that they have amongst one another, that despite the results not being what they wanted, that they're still doing and showing what they showed with this week, with 1 week left to go in the regular season. In the first half, there were many things that I think transpired. I don't know exactly how many games I've coached, but it's approaching 500. I know. I've never seen a team use all 4 timeouts in one half. And I just tried to stay out of the way, if I were to be honest with you, because the players were leading all of it. And what they were saying were the same words that I would have said. And so all I was trying to do was be a big cheerleader for them.
And I know you still have 2 games left in the regular season, but I mean, the way you're playing right now, do you feel good? I mean, with the conference tournament in sight?
I just feel thankful. I probably should have more of an answer than that. and give some coach cliches. I have the utmost respect for who our guys are as people and who they are competitively as a group. They could have at many times said, no, this is enough and it's too hard. But they've responded almost in the exact opposite way. I know that we play Alabama. I think that they've been ranked all but 3 weeks in the season. They have multiple NBA prospects. The job that Coach Oates has done there is he's on the same path that Coach Saban was on early in his career as a football coach. And I understand that that's what's upcoming and they'll be ranked, but in the most sincere way, I'm just very thankful for what occurred on Tuesday, our guys' response on Thursday, to be able to travel on Friday, play an afternoon game, and from start to finish, in many ways, you could argue it was better than it was on Tuesday. And I thought Tuesday was the best we had played.
Thank you.
Not to oversimplify things, but do you feel like simplifying things a little bit has been able to make the players play with more energy and faster and a little bit more cohesion?
Yes, sir, I do. I do. Like probably it's almost like a paradox. Hey, Buzz, who's the point guard? I don't know. There's like 9 of them that were initiating offense tonight. Well, what about those plays you're running? Yeah, it was just like this. It was like this set that I came up with, and just if you go that way, we do this, and if you go that way, we do this, and if you pass here, we do this, and if you pass there, we do this. Now everybody learn it from every spot, regardless of position. Everybody got it, and that takes probably 3 days and 3 games to have some continuity in it and some confidence in it. But as you know, our turnover rate has been maybe our Achilles heel. Our defensive rebounding percentage and our turnover rate, those are the 2 things that I have always pointed to. And statistically speaking, when we have won, they have been good. And when we have lost, those have been the 2 things that stand out. But to your point, Travis, like they're not looking at me for a call. They already know the call. And there's not a call. There's not a call. If the ball goes that way, we're doing this. If the ball goes that way, we're doing this. And like I tell them, now when I have a chance to talk to you, I'll have a draw up. And if I think that it's something we're going to use a lot, we'll practice the draw up in practice. But if it's not, then you already know what to do. And so it's almost a paradox, but we had 9 turnovers on Tuesday. And then on the road today, we have 9 turnovers. We defensive rebound 88% of our balls against Georgia. And today we defensive rebounded 67% of our balls. Both of those 2 numbers, turnovers and defensive rebounds, distinctly better, even though when you look at who's playing, you wouldn't necessarily think it would be those numbers. And it just goes back to the Einstein quote of, you can't necessarily quantify everything. And I think to your point, I do think that there's a little bit of, they feel liberated. I just want you to stay in this lane. And then within this lane, then you guys play.
And in all fun, do you remember a last time that you went through a whole game and kept the blazer on? And does that say something to the amount of how much the players took over and took charge of things?
Yeah, for sure. What I always am hesitant of, and I was a little scarred because I'm being soft, I do sweat. And so I don't like the story to be me sweating. And I was sweating today, and I knew if I took off my jacket, that would be part of the story. I don't want the story to be me. I want the story to be about our players. I think it was probably 10 years ago, the administration suspended 6 of our players at West Virginia. And you probably remember that day I danced across the floor. I made the story about me by dancing across the floor and sincerely apologized to every media outlet after that, because I didn't want it to be about the suspension for a half. And it was the same thing today. It's just, I'm probably being a little too transparent. Hey, talk about the energy our guys are playing with. Talk about how hard they're playing. Don't talk about their sweat coming out of my shirt.
Understood.
Yes, sir.
Good.
Thank you. I'm getting on the plane, guys. See you later.